The Mona Lisa theft. Imagine the world's most famous smile vanishing overnight. Could you picture the Louvre without Da Vinci's masterpiece? In 1911, a sneaky Italian handyman named Vincenzo Peruggia pulled off one of art's boldest heists, hiding the Mona Lisa under his coat and strolling out like it was just another workday. He believed the painting belonged in Italy, so he stashed it in a trunk for 2 years, turning a priceless icon into his personal souvenir. Fun fact, when it resurfaced in 1913, the world went into a frenzy, with crowds flocking to see it like it was a rock star comeback tour. Peruggia got caught trying to sell it, but his audacity made him a folk hero in some circles. Would you risk prison for a piece of art you thought was yours? The theft exposed massive security flaws at the Louvre, leading to better protections, but it also sparked a global obsession, with fakes and copies popping up everywhere. Picture this. Museums now have laser grids and guards everywhere, all because one guy with a grudge decided to play hero. And the Mona Lisa? It's still smirking behind bulletproof glass, as if daring the next thief to try. The theft of the scream. Ever wonder what it feels like to steal a scream that echoes through time? In 1994, 2 bold thieves in Norway waltzed into the National Gallery, snatched Edvard Munch's iconic painting The Scream right off the wall, and vanished into the Oslo fog like ghosts. They left a cheeky note saying the painting was in safe hands, turning a simple heist into a worldwide whodunit. Recovered 3 months later, the artwork had been hidden in a hotel room, but not before causing panic. After all, this twisted face had become a symbol of modern anxiety. Fun fact, a second version was stolen in 2004 from the Munch Museum, this time by armed robbers who escaped in broad daylight, proving that even screamers have fans with bad intentions. Imagine eyeing that swirling sky and agonized figure, thinking, this could be my wall decor? The thieves were eventually caught, but the saga highlighted how art theft can fuel pop culture, inspiring everything from memes to movies. Would you risk a lifetime behind bars for a painting that might just scream back at you? The Great Train Robbery. What if I told you a gang of 15 masked men could hijack a train carrying millions and vanish like smoke? In 1963, Britain witnessed the heist of the century when the Royal Mail train was stopped in the dead of night. Its secure carriage looted of £2.6 million, over £50 million today. Led by the cunning Bruce Reynolds, the crew used signals and sheer nerve to halt the train, then cracked open the safes with military precision, like a scene from a heist flick. They escaped with the loot hidden in buried suitcases, outsmarting cops for years. Fun fact, one robber, Ronnie Biggs, fled to Brazil, lived like a celebrity, and even recorded a samba album. Talk about turning crime into a party. Relatable example, it's like planning the ultimate road trip, but instead of gas money, you're stealing a fortune. The aftermath saw most of the gang caught, but the romance of the robbery lives on, inspiring films and books that glamorize their audacity. Could you keep a secret that big, or would the thrill turn into a nightmare of endless chases? The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. Picture walking into a Boston museum at night and walking out with $500 million in art. Sounds impossible, right? In 1990, 2 thieves disguised as police officers duped guards into letting them in, then made off with 13 masterpieces, including works by Rembrandt and Vermeer, in what remains the biggest art theft ever. They tied up the guards and grabbed everything from a Manet to a Finch, leaving empty frames as mocking souvenirs. Decades later, the stolen pieces are still missing, turning the museum into a shrine of unsolved mystery. Fun fact, the empty frames are still on display, a constant reminder that art thieves have a flair for drama, like leaving a note at a crime scene saying, "Guess who's got your treasures?" Humor me. It's as if someone stole your family photos and left the album frames as a taunt. Frustrating, isn't it? This heist exposed vulnerabilities in museum security worldwide, leading to high-tech upgrades, but it also sparked wild theories, from mob connections to international syndicates. Would you hold on to a stolen Vermeer, knowing every art lover on the planet is hunting for it? The theft of the Jules Rimet trophy. Ever dream of stealing the heart of the world's biggest sport? In 1966, just before the World Cup in England, thieves swiped the original Jules Rimet trophy, a solid gold statue worth a fortune, from a public exhibit in London, right under everyone's noses. It vanished for a week, causing global outrage, until a dog named Pickles found it wrapped in newspaper under a bush. Talk about a furry hero saving the day. The culprit was never fully caught, but suspicions pointed to a criminal gang looking to melt it down for its gold. Fun fact, the trophy was so iconic that after another theft in 1983, it was never recovered, and a new one had to be made, proving that even sports legends aren't safe from greed. Relatable example, it's like someone snatching your championship ring at a game and disappearing into the crowd. This heist added drama to the World Cup, with England winning that year, as if the trophy's brief disappearance fueled their fire. Could you imagine the pressure of holding a stolen icon, knowing the world's eyes are on you? Bridge thefts around the world. What if an entire bridge just disappeared? In 2017, villagers in Russia's Kamchatka region woke up to find their 50-foot metal bridge gone, stolen piece by piece for scrap metal. Yes, they hauled away a whole bridge like it was junkyard material. Thieves dismantled it overnight, selling the parts for a quick buck, leaving locals stunned and commuters stranded. But this isn't isolated. In 2009, a historic bridge in Wales was stolen for its iron, and in India, entire railway bridges have vanished due to scrap metal mania. Fun fact, in some parts of the world, the scrap metal trade is so lucrative that thieves target anything metal, from manhole covers to massive structures, turning infrastructure into instant cash. Humor alert, it's like thieves playing Jenga with public works, removing pieces until everything collapses, except they're not laughing when caught. Relatable example, think of someone stealing the supports from your backyard swing set just because metal prices are up. These thefts highlight a bizarre side of crime, where everyday structures become targets in economic desperation, leading to better security and community watch programs. Would you ever consider fencing a bridge part? Or does that sound like a bridge too far? The Crown Jewels near miss. Imagine trying to steal the British Crown Jewels from the Tower of London. Sounds like a suicide mission, doesn't it? In 1671, Colonel Blood attempted just that, disguising himself and his crew to nab the priceless crowns, orbs, and scepters right from under the guards' noses. He nearly succeeded, stuffing the treasures into his bag before being caught in a frantic chase. Fun fact, King Charles II was so amused by Blood's guts that he pardoned him and even gave him land. Talk about turning a criminal into a celebrity. This heist, though foiled, exposed flaws in royal security and became a legend, inspiring heist stories for centuries. Relatable example, it's like attempting to grab the Oscars from a red carpet event and bolting pure madness. Despite the failure, it's a reminder that even the most guarded treasures aren't immune to human ingenuity. Would you risk it all for a crown that might just crown you as the biggest fool? And there you have it, the wild world of history's craziest thefts, from priceless paintings to entire bridges, proving that human greed knows no bounds. If this roller coaster of stories got your heart racing, hit that like button, drop a comment with your own crazy theft tale, subscribe for more jaw-dropping history, and share this with a friend who needs a dose of adventure. What's the craziest thing you've ever heard of being stolen? Let's keep the conversation going.